in this video, we just want to share with you all how to demo the two gels kind of on a day-to-day basis to make it easy for you to share with clients as they're coming in, or if someone is flipping through the flip chart and says, hey, what is this stuff? Can I try it? You know how to demo it with them. So let's start with the gold because it's the simplest, it's the easiest, and it really works fast. So with this sort of expectations, it should give relief to muscle and joint discomfort within a few minutes. I have watched it take max 15 minutes, but as fast as literally 15 seconds. And I'm not exaggerating. It actually shocked me that it worked that fast. It was for someone that had like a trigger finger, and we were rubbing it on his neck actually. And he came back and he went, oh my gosh. So all sorts of things can happen. But what we want you to do is have people baseline. So again, ask questions, be curious, sort of like see what's going on with the person. If they say, oh, I have some discomfort in my shoulder, I got some pain in my shoulder. Okay, what's your level 1 to 10? Get them to baseline because sometimes we forget when something goes away how bad it was. So 10 being extreme, 1 being nothing. And then if it's a joint, have them test the range of motion because sometimes the range of motion comes back before the discomfort goes away. So just kind of have them see how far they can go. And again, what's the level of discomfort? And have them move and just be curious and say, is there anything else that you do that bothers it? Let's just see where you are right now. If it's their knees, have them do a deep knee bend. Have them squat down, have them walk. Just get a good baseline. I'm telling you, it's worth its weight in gold to know where they're starting. And then put it on. Be liberal with it. Okay. Like give them a big glob. Like I give them like a grape size amount, like just get it on there. And have them start rubbing it in on the area. Think about referred pain. Sometimes they say their elbow's hurting, but actually it's something that's up in the neck. All right. So have them kind of go where they're feeling it and then continue to feel into where it may be coming from. Or if you just know, get it on the spine. It's just amazing over there. And then just wait a few minutes. They're going to go into the room, have them go into the room and check in on them in 5 minutes. Hey, you feeling any different? If they aren't, you can give them another little dab. Okay. But 10, 15 minutes, they should be feeling something. And they might be asking you, well, how long is it going to last? It varies. I've had it last for days for people. I've had it last for a couple of hours. Remember, this is relief and recovery. So the continued use of it is going to help recover the area. It's not masking, it's dealing, and you can see it. The heat is going away because the inflammatory stuff underneath is getting dealt with. And so it's the continued use that's huge. But Susie, you've been the one using this so much at the center. Can you give some tips and tricks for everybody as they're demoing the gold?
Absolutely. So some of you will have ordered this little tiny tube versus the big tube. What I've seen with this, it's great for certain things, but it puts people into like this savings mode. It's scarcity, it's tiny. Oh my God, I better just put a little bit on. It doesn't matter if I've told them it's on your elbow, put it all the way around the elbow. It's on your knee, put it all the way around the knee. They don't. They put a little tiny dab on there and they're like, oh no, no, I gotta save it. So that's just a heads up. That's what happens with this. So I don't use them too much anymore. I do exactly what Danielle says, big blob. Just put it on and put it on a lot because it's molecules in a bottle. You don't want a little bit of molecules on there. You want a lot of molecules on there so they get that massive experience. So that's the big thing that I've noticed. Hips in particular, always make them go over to the spine because that hip, I'd say 80% of the time at least, is actually not the hip, it's the spine that it's coming from. So if it doesn't work, I know that there's two things that are probably going on. It's referred pain, they didn't put it in the right place, or they didn't put enough on. I'm kind of a little bit arrogant about it at this point because I know it works. So when it doesn't work on them, I'm like, what did you do wrong? Of course, I don't say that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking to myself. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my tip.
Yeah, problem solve with them and be curious with it, right? I don't make guarantees. I just say, let's play with it. And you're new with it. So like Susie is now confident with it, as am I, because we put it on enough people to know what to expect, but you're just getting started with it. So say, there's this new product. I've heard great things. I'd love to see, your experience with it and play. And if they're like, I don't feel anything, I interviewed a woman, it's on my YouTube channel. She tried it on 250 people. And so she shares what she learned as she tried it on all those people. And sometimes, like Susie said, they were just putting it in the wrong spot. They just had to put a little bit more. It was the second time they put it on that a ton happened. But 90% of the time, One dollop does it on the area of concern. You know, we're just for the 10%, you got to get a little creative sometimes. And sometimes just putting the Renew 28 helps because it increases blood flow to the area. And so the combo is like punch. Also, we have learned about putting a dab on the brainstem. So that's great. Susie, you share. You had some cool stuff with that.
I had a super great experience with that. It's just kind of been a little hack for me. So I woke up one morning with massive brain fog, didn't know what was going on. And I had just seen the video that one of the doctors who does brain scans had said, you know, put your head forward at the base of the neck, you'll feel that muscle pop out. So I put the tiniest little dab on there. It's up in the hairline, and I dabbed it on there, and the brain fog lifted.
Mm.
And it was because I knew what the product was doing. I went, no way, that was all brain inflammation. Oh my gosh, it reduced the brain inflammation? Like, is that possible? It pretty much blew me away. So I was very excited about that. The other place that I tend to do it a lot on people is here.
Yeah, Vegas.
Same thing. You're putting it on the vagus nerve. That's hitting the whole body. It's getting in along the whole vagus nerve quickly. So again, it's dropping that level of inflammation, which is fabulous for everybody. So I do that with a lot of people. And that seems to be a big thing for people too. You use that word, they get excited.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Renew 28. So Renew 28 is called Renew 28 because in 28 days it helps turn over your skin cells like 16% faster. So you get more youthful looking skin. A lot of the research that ASEA did with this was for skin stuff. And it's amazing. Cuts, burns, bruises, like phenomenal. But it's kind of hard to demo. I'm not going to tell you to go cut people and let them see how fast it repairs, right? We're not doing that. So how do you demo this one? This one also helps just with an increase in signal in the body. And so you can actually show people this. There's a couple of tests you can do. We call them like reflex tests. It's not a muscle test. So get muscle testing and like that kind of stuff out of your mind. We're testing to see someone's response to a stimulus. So, Susie, I'm going to need you to stand up. So you're going to have your clients stand in front of you and have them basically feet facing you, and they're going to put their hands perfect like in a basket like that. So their hands are like this but kind of down. You can see how Susie's doing it. You are going to take your hand in like a fist, stand right in front of them, and you're going to push down right in the center of where their fingers are meeting, and just tell them, I just want you to kind of resist me and respond to my stimulus. So if you imagine I push down on Susie, what does everybody always do? Yep. Exactly right. They tip forward. And so you're going to say, did you notice that your heels came up? Did you notice how you came forward? And they're going to go, yeah. And you say, that's your reflex response. So your response is that your heels came up and you went forward. Now you're going to take, and you don't need much of the Renew, like that much. And you have them put it on their vagus nerve. All right. So either side of the neck, and it's this fast. So they do it, it finishes drying. You say, great, assume the position again. And now, same thing. You change nothing. Tell them to change nothing. Push down the exact same amount of pressure. What happens now, Susie?
They don't move.
Yeah, they don't move. They are like rock solid. And they will look at you and go, what? And I mean, I weigh like 135, 140 pounds. I'll put my whole weight on them. Like I'll jump so that they can see, like, no, you're really strong. Susie, anything you want to say about this test while you're up there?
No, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
it's, oh, I do know. You should test this out on other people before testing it out on your clients. Because it does take a little bit of getting used to. I did it on someone initially and I blew it. So like the verbiage helps. The setup is important. So that just test it out on people before you go and put it on a client.
Yeah, perfect. You can sit down again. I think there are other ways that you can do it. Well, I don't know, Susie, do we want to show those ways? I'm gonna make you get up, get down. Sorry.
I can, yes.
Okay, yeah, while you're up. So other things you can do, you can have them put a hand out to the side and stand on one foot, and then you will push down. So if I was with Susie, I would kind of push on her forearm and she'll tip, and she'll probably have to catch her balance. Then again, put it on the vagus nerve. So you would do either just one of these tests, maybe you end up liking one over the other, or you could do all of these, and then put it on the vagus nerve. So if pretend we're just doing this one. Okay, now we put it on the vagus nerve. Great. I have you do it again. I push now. So strong. She won't move. And they'll go, what? Like even people with bad balance. And then the third one, Susie, I guess if you could kind of demo this, is actually about flexibility. So that one we just did was like about strength and balance. This one is flexibility. So you'll have people maybe turn to the side because what you do is you get behind them and you just have them try and bring their the backs of their hands together. And you just kind of would touch their wrists and see, okay, when can we really not move any further? And you baseline that. Again, vagus nerve. Do it again, they'll move like it's almost like 6 inches more, their hands together. It's pretty remarkable. So thank you, model. You look beautiful. You look like a model today. I love your outfit. Um, so those guys are fun ways to demo it. Have fun with this. Like Susie said at the beginning, like this is just a fun product. There's fun ways to play with it. We want your confidence to go up with it. And so see which one of these demos you like doing. Do it with, your family, your friends. Just say, I'm playing around. Can I figure this out? If you're not getting the results, tell us because you should. And we've done it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. So we know that it works and you can be confident in it. And yeah, thank you, Susie, for being our model. And anything else we want to say about kind of sharing it with the clients day to day? Any ways that you bring it up or kind of like your little spiel on how you talk about it when people say, well, what
Yeah.
is it and how did it do that?
It was so easy to bring up initially because I was genuinely curious. So I would come bouncing in with so much excitement because I was so excited about it. And my enthusiasm about it was what had them so excited they just wanted to try it. And again, it was just because I wanted to try. I wanted to prove it to myself that it worked. So after the first time I did it on someone and it disappeared, the pain disappeared really fast. Then I was bouncing off the walls and I was like, guys, guess what? I have this new thing I want to try on you guys. What do you think? Will you do it? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So they were just, putting their hand out. What is it? After they're already putting it on. And the one thing I will say is really important to explain to people, it's not Aspercreme.
Hmm.
It's not because people, even though it works way faster than Aspercreme, they're equating it to that. They don't get it. So it's very important to explain to people it's technology in a bottle, it's molecules, it's actually sending redox cell signaling to the area, and the immune system is coming in and regenerating new healthy cells. If you don't explain that, they don't get it and they're like, yeah, I'm totally not interested. I could buy Aspercreme for, $12 at Save-Ons or whatever. So that's super key to explain to them while they're waiting for that, the experience to happen. Why is this different? So that's the big thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing, do we want to talk about test on 10?
Oh yeah, that's a great thing to do. I'll just share this too. So I don't have a center, but I've gotten to share this on a ton of people and I do vendor events. So there's hundreds of people coming through and having a little spiel to share what this is and how it works can be really helpful. So with the goal, like Susie just said, you don't want people to equate it to like, oh, it's like a biofreeze or it's like these other things, Voltaren or whatever. It's like, no, this is totally different because it's not just relief and the relief is in tandem with recovery. And that's where this is just head and shoulders above everything else. And so I always say, hey, this is the tip of the iceberg, the relief that you're going to feel. This is actually signaling the body to come over and deal with the damage. So we can get young, healthy cells in their spot. Your immune system can figure out what's wrong. And people go, oh. And the other thing I like to use as an example is I say, hey, have you ever cut yourself before? And you see how you just repair. Like you don't have to think about consciously repairing, like the body just does it. Have you ever thought about how? It does it through a signal. And as we're young, we have a very loud signal. And as we get older, it's much quieter. And so the body can't hear the issues as well. Have you felt that as you've gotten older? You're not repairing as fast. And everyone's like, yeah, totally. So we just say, well, this adds it back in. This does it topically. And the liquid does it internally. And that's amazing because wherever you have damage, wouldn't you agree? All of us have it in different areas. People are like, yeah, this replenishes the ability for the body to find it. So it's going to find something different in you than it does in me. And that's why it does so many different things. People get it when you share it that way. And when they ask the difference between these two, I say this is the broad spectrum signal. It's getting all the alert calls out. It's playing all the keys on the piano. Immune system, hormone balance, all the stuff. This one took all of that energy, and instead of putting it out through all the different keys, it said, let's just signal one pathway, like aggressively, right? Put all that potential into one pathway, and that's the pathway, the NRF2 pathway, that tells the body to make glutathione, which helps with inflammation. It helps detoxify. And so this one, that's why we see what we see for relief and recovery, because it's hyper focused. So that kind of explains the two. And something fun, we have a test on 10 form. And so you can print this out. We'll have this for you. And this is a fun thing to kind of have. So your clients can compare to what other people have experienced. Like I have one lady, she got 70 of these printed because she just keeps adding to it. And she's like, now I have a blast because I can say to people, hey, my success rate, is 69 people out of 70. So you can do this and it just you put their information down, their level, like we talked about at the beginning, baselining, and then you can say how much time it took, how many applications, and what it was after. And so this is going to be just good data collection for you to boost your confidence, to see how powerful this is, to have some fun, to have something else that clients can ask, hey, what is that? And it's a really great thing to do. We encourage all of you to kind of kick off with that.